Narrow roads can be tricky, especially when you have to deal with oncoming traffic or parked cars on both sides. It's one of the most common places where learners hesitate or make mistakes during the test. Hey there, it's Ed here, and welcome back to our driving lesson series, where we help you go from beginner to a confident driver and get your UK license step by step. In this lesson, we will cover a situation that makes many learners nervous: meeting oncoming traffic and keeping a safe clearance on narrow roads. And remember, the Ray Driving Theory app is your best friend when practicing. Simple, practical, and always with you. You will find the link in the description. Let's start with the basics. Meeting traffic means handling situations where the road isn't wide enough for two vehicles to pass comfortably. Clearance means keeping a safe gap between your car and anything you're passing, like parked vehicles, cyclists, or roadworks, for instance. During your driving test, examiner will watch closely how well you keep this clearance and how you handle these meeting situations. Good planning and smooth reactions make a big difference. Okay, let's start with basics. Parked vehicles on the right side of the road, my side of the road is clear, means I have priority, and we can see a situation ahead of us as well. Our side of the road is moving and the oncoming vehicle had to hold back. I will ease off the gas a little bit, let him finish, because he already committed. So remember, parked vehicles on the other side of the road, you have priority. But not all the times you will force your way through. We should be driving defensively. Now the next scenario here, parked vehicles on my side of the road, so I'm going to slow down and let the oncoming traffic go because they have priority. So remember, parked vehicles on your side of the road, you have to give way. Parked vehicles on the other side of the road, oncoming traffic should give way. But remember, not all the times they will. So another scenario, parked vehicles, is anyone coming? So I'm trying to keep my position so I can see what's happening around these parked vehicles. Brilliant, I can see it's safe and I'm gonna carry on. Still looking as far as possible down the road so I can react early to anything what's happening. Now with the clearance, we need to keep about a meter away from the parked vehicle. So I'm gonna check my mirrors, move out to the right, it's safe to go, and I keep a nice safe gap and I look at the vehicle. So I make sure I control my left side of the vehicle, that I'm having a safe gap from the parked vehicle. So it needs to be approximately a meter or door's width. So try to imagine if that parked vehicle, there is someone in the vehicle, they would open the door, that you would not crash into the door, let's say this way. So that's how much space you generally need to leave. Not all the times it's going to be possible, but whenever possible, we need to maximize that gap. Situation when parked vehicles are on both sides of the road. At this scenario, nobody's got priority. We both would need to look as far as possible, see what's happening, being prepared that there could be an oncoming traffic, so I'm not going too quick. Make sure it's all safe. I can see someone coming towards me. I'm going to use nice space. Because I wasn't going too quick, I had plenty of time to see them. I had plenty of time to look for a gap and utilize that space. So, parked vehicles on both sides of the road, there is oncoming traffic, so I'm going to ease up the gas. Nobody's got priority at this occasion, but I'm going to let him through because he already committed. It's easier for me to hold back before I get myself into the problem. Now, the next oncoming traffic with the meeting traffic situation here, I can see he's pulling over to the left a little bit. No, he's making the move. So I'm going to use the gap on my side. We just need to plan ahead, see what the other driver does, and treat the situation responsibly and safely. Learning to drive takes time, but tools like Ray Driving Theory app make it faster and simple. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and you will be ready for your test before you know it. Download it using the link in the description. If you're learning to drive in the UK, hit that subscribe button. We've got new lessons and tips every week. Before you even reach a narrow gap, look well ahead. Use your mirrors to check what's behind you and position your car so you have a good view of what's coming. Spotting the problem early, like parked cars on both sides, gives you time to choose the safest passing point. Look for gaps or spaces where one of the cars can wait. If you have priority, carry on slowly and carefully. If not, prepare to give way. Okay, so managing the space and clearance. Now, we know who has priority and when we can go and when we can't go, but it can be kind of difficult managing the space and reading the road ahead, depending on the road conditions and the situations we are dealing with. Like for instance, this road, nobody's got priority. It's quite simple. I can see all the way down the road. There's plenty of space. There's open door, which is a good example of that meter clearance what we need to keep. But with the roads where we can't see well ahead, we need to think not only about, oh, I need to keep the space, who's got priority. I need to think about the speed. The speed is going to be the most important thing, what's going to help you plan. So on the previous lessons, you have achieved skills to slow down, to control, change gears, approach junctions, turning left, turning right, T-junctions and crossroads. So now you're transferring the skills onto the more advanced tasks, let's say it. So let's have a look at the road, which can be very, very narrow. So let's say it, next road on the left. So I'm not going to turn in because there's very little space. I'm going to allow this guy to come out of the junction. I'm going to join the road. This road is very narrow. I can already see a car coming towards me, so I'm planning ahead. I'm trying to manage the situation as early as possible. So I will slow it down, hold back, allow the oncoming traffic to go. I'm going to squeeze into the left a little bit. I'm checking my left side, so create enough space. Now I'm going to see it's just about like 2 vehicles fit on the road. There's tiny bit of spaces left, but this is very, very advanced and narrow road. So I'm looking ahead, no one's there, no one's overtaking me. I make the move. There's someone else, but he was turning, so he's not going to be an issue. These narrow spaces, I need to look to the vehicle, make sure I'm not going to clip it. I look at the other vehicle. I'm trying to look in the direction I'm going to go, or either I'm looking towards the obstruction I'm trying to avoid. So I keep nice clearance and I'm not going to crash into one of these cars. That's going to be kind of awkward. Scraping one of the cars and then looking for the owners to tell them, listen, sorry guys, I did crash into you. Here's the golden rule. Keep at least 1 meter clearance from parked cars and even more for cyclists. If the road is too narrow, find a safe spot to wait. Don't rush the decision. Slowing down early shows confidence, not hesitation. If both drivers approach at the same time, whoever has the obstruction on their side should give way. I will slow down for this vehicle because he was coming out. He didn't see me. Range Rover as well potentially didn't see me, but I believe he could actually see me because he's sitting a little bit higher up. He just carried on. The red vehicle spotted me, so they're holding back. I will take the next road on the right, making sure I'm not cutting the corner, turning into this road, looking as far as possible. There's someone who's about to come towards me, so I'm going to hold back here that they can clear, because technically there's no one's got priority, but in a way they already committed. So I will allow them to clear because it's easier for me to let them go than I will jump in and we both gonna struggle and one of us would potentially maybe have to reverse because I can't see very much reasonable gaps to use. Maybe this one on the left, maybe this one on the right, but generally we use the gap on the left. So another one, it would just be too difficult. Now, my view is restricted again. I can't see around the bend, so what I'm gonna do with my speed, I'm gonna slow down. This guy was coming a little bit too quick. He managed to see me, he managed to move into the gap. I'm gonna move into the gap on the left, allowing the other vehicle to come through, creating just enough space so they can get through. And remember, before you move off from these situations, check your mirrors, because people might consider you as a parked vehicle and they might try to overtake you. So that mirror check to the right, making sure it's safe to move, will be very important. Here are the most common mistakes. Driving too close to the parked cars, not planning early when meeting traffic, hesitating or stopping in the middle of the road instead of choosing a correct space to give way to the oncoming traffic. All of these are avoidable if you work on your planning skills. A few quick tips that help massively. Think ahead, start adjusting early, not at the last second. If you are unsure about the space, start slowing down early, and remember, smaller the gap, slower the speed. Use reference points on your car to estimate how close you are to the obstruction. And remember, practice makes it perfect. Meeting traffic and keeping a good clearance are skills that become natural with practice. Once you learn to plan ahead, read the road early, and make calm decisions, narrow roads won't feel stressful anymore. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more practical driving lessons. And don't forget to download the Ray Driving Theory app. You can find the download link in the description Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next lesson.